the Classics. She won the 100 meters. Yeah. India Larry emailed that circumstances were such that we had to cancel, but did not say more. Mayor Victor Loca said he had a terrible cold and could not risk standing in the cold and snow. Others had similar concerns about standing in the weather. The remaining TC members did not respond. The township website, which had promoted the event, did not announce the cancellation or offer a reason for the no-show. Time check. The time is approximately 8:29 p.m. That time check is brought to you by All-Star Motors, providing you with services you can trust. They provide you with ASC certified mechanics, New Jersey State inspection facilities, used car sale, authorized police towing, and emission repair facilities. You can call them at 973-762-8771. That's 973-762-8771. When we come back, national news.
Go ahead and advertise on the South Orange Maplewood online radio experience. You can reach us at 347-674-1680. That's 347-674-1680. An operator is standing by to assist you. For community news, sports, and opinions, call us at 973-327-3626 or log on to showmore.org. You're listening to the South Orange Maplewood online radio experience.
Are you looking for a professional logo design for your website, brand, or business? Then we are the company you are looking for. We are professional graphic designers, and with our skills, we will design a perfect, high-quality logo for you. We work with standout concepts, nice contrasts, and color balance. Please let us know your text for use in logo, web address, color of logo that you want. We will design 3 variations of your logo for you to choose from for only $99.95, with 100% refund of your $99.95 if you're not satisfied. We provide fast delivery and professional design. We also design any size web banner ad for $35. Call us at 347-674-1680. That's 347-674-1680. An operator is standing by to take your call.
Do you want your kid to run faster with better running form and conditioning for his or her sport? Then Running Development Academy is the place for him or her. Our training packages fix their form and make them run faster. How about training to run a marathon or just run faster in your respective event? Maybe you just want to learn to run properly and lose weight in the process. Our trainers, a former 800 meters track Olympian and an 8-times world record holder in Masters Track and Field, will get you there. Don't delay. Sign up today at runningdevelopmentacademy.com or contact us at 973-868-1444. That's 973-868-1444 to learn more.
Want to learn piano for kids? Then I recommend Wendy Goldstein School of Piano. Wendy Goldstein has been offering piano lessons since 1993 and teaches piano in a very natural way. An alumni of Manhattan School of Music, Wendy creates customized lesson plans for each student and helps bring music alive. Wendy provides you a convenient location, the best value, and the most fun way to learn piano. All ages are welcome, and the first lesson is always free. Have questions? Call Wendy at 201-207-5169.
This is the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. We want to hear from you at 973-327-3626 or log on to showmore.org to let us know your opinion. You're listening to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. For more, go to showmore.org to participate in the discussion.
When other people tell their history, they come across as being patriotic. When other people talk about where they came from and who they are and what their history is, that's called patriotism. But when African Americans do it, or when black people do it, they're labeled as being militant. They're called rebels. They're called Afrocentric. So that's the big difference. Our history, for some reason, it becomes offensive to people. So we have to stop being afraid to tell what our true history is.
The studies will show that the dominant population here in America especially, and in Europe, have wanted to claim everything for themselves. And so they have made up a lot of stories as they traveled to places. And as we know, all of the places that the so-called European or the white explorers traveled, when they got there, black people were already there. Some kind of black people, or yellow people, or red people, or brown people. You as a black man are the root of all of the civilizations. Every body they've ever found, every tomb they've ever raided, whatever it was, they found something symbolic of the black man, either our features, your nose, your mouth, your head, the way we looked, our hair, even braids, everything.
The makeup of a human being's self-esteem, self-image, and self-concept is not only based upon one's family history, but it's also based upon one's racial history. So when you look at the self-esteem of black people and black children, you can rest assured that at least 50% of how high or how low it is contingent upon positive information that they know or don't know about who they have been in racial history.
And over the last, I would say, 1,000 years, there has been a protracted effort and an ongoing effort by those in power, the European powers especially, to make sure that what we have done as an indigenous, or what we call autochthonous peoples, Earth's autochthonous peoples, is erased irrevocably from the minds of all our people.
Only a people who haven't learned how to respect themselves will let someone suggest themselves that they forget about their history.
If you know yourself, there's no way that anybody could ever do the things to you, or would you do the things to you and yours that we find ourselves doing. So that, and in many ways, I don't really think it's hidden. It's there. It's just that they're not allowing us to understand.
According to Dr. Ben, the original name of Africa was Alkebulan. Africa, the whole continent, was also called Ethiopia. As a matter of fact, the Atlantic Ocean was called the Ethiopian Sea. So there were several different names. Africa was really described by different tribes. It wasn't a whole monolithic society, but eventually they named Africa after a European.
Africa was not called Africa. It's actually named after the one who actually conquered the Carthaginian Scipio Africanus. So they usually, the Roman types of system is that the conquering general gets to name the region he conquered. He gets his name to be placed on that region. So Scipio Africanus they named a certain terrain after him. So everybody just said, well, they just call it Africa or Africanus. But if you look to Dr. Ben's work, you'll find that it was called Kush, and you'll find it was called Alkebulan. It had many names: Ethiopia, which is essentially Greek. But a whole continent was once known as Ethiopia.
It's terrible, about just where math came from. All of the pictures that they've shown out of Africa, they've never really educated the Americans, white or black, about what really goes on in Africa, what some of the cities are really like, and that we're not running around over there with Tarzan.
We are back with you. It's in the village and then someone marching the South Orange May put online radio experience. Just waiting for this audio to come up. You can reach us here. There you go.
Yeah, 15 years in spot. Hey, yo, what he said?
If you've ever tried to figure out why black men are so far behind economically, the answer lies in a hard truth. At almost every point when the United States has invested in economic opportunity, black men have been left out. Today, black men earn $6 an hour less than white men, are 3 times more likely to live in poverty, and are 10 times as likely to go to jail as white men. These stats are the result of policy choices we've made for over 100 years. Here are some key turning points. At the height of the Great Depression, when nearly 1 out of 4 Americans were out of work, President Franklin Roosevelt implemented the New Deal to end mass joblessness. Yet the government economic programs to do so targeted white men. Social Security, which started during this time, is arguably the most important anti-poverty program in the nation's history. But it excluded occupations which employed 9 out of 10 black men, specifically sharecroppers and tenant farmers. Just 10 years later, the United States decided to provide economic opportunity for the 15 million men who had fought in World War II through the GI Bill. But the GI Bill shut out 2 million black men who had done the same. Black men were far more likely to be denied the program's educational benefit, and its home buying help was essentially walled off from black veterans. For white families, the GI Bill transformed home ownership into the single most important driver of wealth in modern America. But black families were left on the sidelines, and the wealth gap today between whites and blacks is the highest on record.
And this administration today, here and now, declares unconditional war on poverty in America.
But the missed opportunities didn't end there. In the 1960s, President Johnson launched the War on Poverty, which he declared to be a, quote, down payment on economic justice. At that time, half of African Americans lived in poverty. Black men were unable to access many of the elements of the War on Poverty, however. Take Medicaid, for example. Declaring access to health care as an essential part of economic development, Johnson created the health insurance program. But Medicaid's eligibility rules essentially limited the program to mothers and their children, an inequity which continues to this day in many states. In 2014, black men have among the lowest life expectancy of any group in the country. Currently, our anti-poverty efforts center on income support for the working poor in order to make low-wage jobs pay. The centerpiece of this approach is the Earned Income Tax Credit, which keeps nearly 7 million people a year out of poverty. But like Medicaid, the rules for the EITC preclude black men from using it. Due to its emphasis on those with children, the benefit for women is 100 times greater than for men. $25 a year for men versus $2,500 for women. Though understandable, this tilt towards mothers inadvertently leaves out black men, who are also in dire economic straits. The bottom line is that the way economic opportunity programs operate goes a long way to explain why black men continue to lag. Overall, the government's anti-poverty efforts are effective and keep more than 41 million people each year from being poor. The point here is that they could help many millions more if the rules were changed to include black men.
But one day, this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of